Muy buenas tardes, mi gente. Aquí con ustedes, la Comadre B, with my first episode of the year 2026. Muchas gracias for your love and support and for your suggestions to hurry up and get back on here. Aquí estoy. I wanted to have my first episode be a special one. So here with me, I have the mastermind behind the runway shows. So, a ver, introduce yourselves.
So what's up, gente? My name is Christian. I go by Classick Image on Instagram, and I'm a fashion designer. I'm a stylist, and I do a little bit of modeling. And I got a women's clothing line and a men's clothing line coming out soon. And lately I just been dropping, trying to make moves, making noise as a Chicano.
My name's Amanda Morales, and I'm his assistant.
She's my manager.
Yeah, I manage. I try to find us events to go to. I try to find different, people who we could collaborate with and work with to get the clothing brand out.
She also finds all kinds of badass locations and all that good shit.
I wanted to interview both of them because there is no motor without the battery to charge it, right? So this is the team here, guys. I met them almost a year ago at another event, and it was just so fascinating to me that we clicked on a level of fashion. They're into the whole 40s, the Pachuco look. That's what they are initially trying to start with the what is it, Tintan? Fashion, that's kind of the style you were going for, right? For men?
Not necessarily Pachuco, but more just more of wearing the slacks and the vests and all that, just like would you say it's formal?
Formal.
More formal one.
Yeah, like a formal.
Formal.
Yeah.
Not today's stuff.
We initially got invited to help another clothing brand because they're doing a take on the Pachuco zoot suit, and they actually had a collaboration with Tintan, so that's initially how we got involved in the zoot suit style and the zoot suit clothing. But we've always kind of tried to just do what we wear typically and daily and just kind of make it a little bit leveled up since when I was growing up, I was a, punk kid. So when I met him, I didn't have a lot of clothing. So it just kind of branched off of that where I just kind of started to be like, well, what do I wear to these nice events that we're trying to go to so that I don't look like, a punk kid, So it just kind of evolved from there where he would help me out and take my pieces of clothing that I already had and try to elevate it. So it kind of just branched out to there. We got the opportunity to work with the zoot suits and all of that. So that's been really cool too, because he's been able to take the actual pieces and kind of piece them out. So it's not just like, the 3-piece suit. So he'll take the pants and wear a different sweater. So we just kind of evolved from there.
Mix and match.
Yes.
Okay. A ver, Christian, give us a background of your life, your childhood, upbringing, because it's weird to have a man fashion designer.
Okay, so I was born in Dallas, Texas back in 91. I moved here probably like 21 years ago with my mom. And growing up, I used to, dress like a little cholito, but I used to always like to look fresh all the time, And eventually I grew out of that. I was always into baggy clothes, forever. And then I used to always rock the Rockaway jeans and the Sean John jeans and all that good shit. Excuse my language. Y de repente, I don't know what happened. I stopped wearing those. I stopped going to Burlington where they would sell them, and Ross and all that. We got into fashion. My fiance here pushed me into being a model with someone we used to work with. And, I wanted to get back into that look. And I could never find clothes that I liked, from baggy jeans and cool shirts. I stopped wanting to wear the plain look with just plain colored t-shirts, and just a typical look. So I couldn't find clothes that I really liked, so I took it upon myself and I could draw, I'm gonna design whatever it is that I like and try to get it made. And that's how it started, just out of not being able to find clothes that I like, because for some reason, men stopped wearing baggy clothes and they started wearing girl pants. For some reason the tight jeans were in, and then the women were the ones wearing the loose jeans. And every time we'd go to the store, we'd go to the women's section and you see all the loose jeans. You go to the men's section, all tight jeans. So estaban al revés.
Yeah.
So, so I just wanted to change the game up, and just put out stuff that I like, and hopefully other people resonate and like it too. Yeah, that's how it started. Just out of lack of finding clothes that I liked. So.
The vests too.
Yeah, and that too. Growing up, I used to love wearing vests. Vests was one of my favorite garments to wear, and I always wanted to rock vests with no collar. It's just like a flush vest. Could never find one. So, Tupac, he's one of my greatest inspirations in fashion because he had a really cool sense of fashion. And I used to always look into his wardrobe and just get ideas, and that's when I realized that those are the kind of vests that I want to make since I could never find them. And yeah, that's how I took it upon myself to start making stuff. And yeah, that's how and the reason I started making stuff because we had somebody make our stuff, and instead of making my stuff, she just stole my money and didn't make it. So I told my fiance, you know what, I'm gonna buy my own machine and just start making whatever it is that I want to draw out.
So like you hired her as like a seamstress for your brand.
Yeah, she was someone that did A through Z. You just took your designs and she would make everything. She had all the fabrics and everything there, and I never pressured her at all, zero. Because I don't like people pressuring me when I do mechanics. So I thought it'd be cool to never pressure her, let her do her thing, and for like the whole year, just gave me a runaround. And she just took $2,000 from me and didn't make me the 4 garments that I asked her to make.
Wow, that
2
sucks.
tops and 2 bottoms. And so you know what? I'll get the machine and I'll start learning little by little. And that's how I went about.
So how long have you been sewing?
Probably for like I would say like a solid, like a year and a half.
That's it.
Yeah, like a year.
A year and a half, guys, and he made these vests too. Check them out. So, like for reals.
Instead of growing up, we always wore the paisley print, the bandanas in the head,
Always.
Pero I took it upon myself, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make it a little bit more interesting, and put it on a vest.
Yeah, a whole twist.
So I never seen nothing like it, and this was the second one I ever made, and it came out better than I expected. Way better than I expected. I just visualized it, made it happen, and I blew myself away with that one.
How hard was it for you to start actually sewing stuff that you trust to wear?
Actually, right away.
Really?
Yeah, right away. I started off in an industrial machine, which are a lot harder to sew than your house machine, the smaller ones, the smaller machines.
Yeah.
And yeah, right away, as soon as I started making stuff with the industrial machine, they came out pretty good, So I started rocking them, and once I started sewing with the smaller machines, the home machines, it was a lot easier to make stuff. So I definitely was gonna rock those, So
So a lot of it came out of desperation.
for the most part, yeah.
But that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad always used to say, throw them in the pool. They ain't gonna want to die. They'll learn to swim.
Sí.
Like, there, just who cares?
Yeah.
We were just talking about that the other day because, oh my goodness, my dad would just put us in situations all the time. And, like, we had no clue. And that's what he would say, just, you'll figure it out. Like, Dad, no, like, this is serious stuff. You don't want to die? I'm like, what? He's like, I'm throwing you in the pool. Just figure it out.
go,
You're gonna
yeah.
swim. So that was what happened, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
Yeah, threw myself in
goodness.
the deep end and figured it out from there. Make sure I didn't drown, and I always kept afloat. And now I feel like I'm floating pretty good.
Yeah.
So eventually I'm gonna be able to, do laps back and forth. So
Does anybody in your family sew?
you know what? I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was telling me that she used to actually sew when she was younger. She used to work at a shop, or I guess where they would make stuff, and
Las
she would
costureras. Yes.
and she would sew the collars onto dresses and stuff like that. So I was like, what? Because growing up, she used to always sew my stuff. Like my stuffed animals. When my brother
Yeah.
would rip them, she would always sew them up for me, and
Yeah.
even clothes that if it would rip, she would fix it up for me. And I used to like that. When I was a young kid, I used to make the clothes for my monos. Because I had the G.I. Joe's
cool,
action
yeah.
figures. So I used to just make those little toys clothes, I mean, obviously they weren't the best, but I used to always be into sewing for the most part,
No, I ask because I sew, but I don't trust my sewing for me. I will never wear what I make. I won't even try to get that far. Like, I'll do it, but then I'm like, and then what if it falls or the stitching, But my grandma, she used to sew, and her mom used to sew really, really good. And like, people that might be watching us right now and don't know the mechanics behind sewing, if you know how to make your own patterns, ya chingaste madres, right? Because you can sew as good as you want, but if you don't know how to take measurements or follow patterns or even make your own pattern, and he can do all of it. Like they asked me one time, what are your measurements? I sent it. That's it. I came and tried my stuff on and it fit like a glove. So yeah.
Well, you know what? For the most part, I still got a lot of learning to do as far as making patterns. I don't know how to make them yet entirely, but I can't take measurements and make stuff. But I still, like I said, I still got a lot of learning to do, a lot of learning, and eventually I want to learn how to make proper patterns properly. Right now I don't want to say I'm winging it, because I do look at YouTube videos. YouTube is your best friend nowadays.
YouTube University. Yeah,
YouTube is really
we all
helpful,
graduate
so
from there.
that's how I made these vests.
Really?
I just one day I was like, I want to make a paisley print vest, and I held up the paisley print to the light. It's too light, so I got to see through. I don't want to be known for making cheap stuff. And I told myself it has to be with lining. I can't just make it like that. And I was scratching my head. I was like, man, I gotta do it. So I put on a YouTube video and I did it.
Todo sale step by step. Yeah, guys.
As the person was going on the YouTube video, I was doing the same thing as the person on YouTube. And slowly but surely it came out. This is my second one. This one came out really dope. This one fits me really good. But the first one, it still came out good, a little small. But that one, I was really impressed with myself with being able to follow instructions and just make it happen.
Yeah.
And he's really good at gauging people on their sizes, so that's helped a lot. I feel like that's helped him a lot too. So he'll see a picture of somebody and they'll say, you need to dress them. And without even sizes, he'll go and he'll find something and it fits them perfectly.
That's
Perfect.
crazy,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things
Detail
together.
with the eye.
Yes, yeah. He has an eye.
Because es fisgón, huh?
Sí.
Es bien fisgón. Yeah. And I don't mean fisgón like in a mean way. It's just that men don't ever care.
Yeah, they're
I
not
bet
detailed.
I can ask him what's my size. He'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Still, you don't care.
For a while, he would go to the store by himself, and then he'll come back and he'll be like, "Look, this will fit you," and I'm like, "That is not gonna fit me. There's no possible way." And then I would put it on, and I would be like, "What
fit
the?"
me.
Yeah, and that's actually how I started pushing him into it, because one time I remember we went to a store one time, and he pulled out this hideous raincoat, and I thought it was the ugliest thing in the world. I was all like, he doesn't know me, he doesn't know my style. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be our future. We had just started dating, and I put it on, and oh my god, till today, that's probably the best fitting coat I have of all. Like, it looks amazing on me, and I'm in love with that raincoat. And it was just his eye. Like, he just saw me, he just saw the coat, he's like, I think this would look good on you. And I remember I was like, oh my god, that's gonna look horrible. And no, it was one of the best coats that I've had. And I'm like, okay, he has an eye, there's something there. And he's always told me that he was working since very young, and he would work to buy shoes and pants and always looking good. And I'm like, okay, so obviously fashion has always been some interest to him. It's been a different type of fashion. So it was just kind of, I've seen it evolve a lot, because we've tried to do a lot more, classier things, because we've been going to like more upscale events. So I've seen it evolve. So when he started making the vest, I was like, okay, cool. This is what we initially wanted to do since the beginning. It's just we didn't have like a clear path to do it. Yeah. So it's been really cool to see his involvement and the progression and everything from the clothing.
Okay, you are pretty much a manager.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have background in managing?
No.
I will give us a background of your upcoming and your background story.
Well, I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. I actually moved out to LA about 10 years ago for the music. Really big. Yeah, I just wanted to be part of music in some way, somehow. A few years in, we met each other, and I can be kind of pushy when I know somebody is good at something. So I saw him, and I saw his love for the fashion, his love for clothing. Like, it was really funny, because sometimes we would just go to the store, and he would put jewelry on, and he always looked amazing, like even with the tank top. So I was like, okay, there's something here. So I just started pushing him, and I was like, you're not your average person that just wears jeans and t-shirt. You're like, that's not you, and that's never gonna be you. So I just kind of started pushing them. And one time I was looking through Instagram and somebody put, oh, we need models. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, my boyfriend will model for you. I hadn't even asked him. Yeah. And then I went up to him and I was like, do you want a model? And he's like, okay, I guess. And I was like, go for it. So I just kind of started, he's let me push him.
I'm down.
And it's always been in a place of love and admiration for him, because I know that he has a capability. I know he has a talent. He doesn't get shy, which is a really big thing, especially when you're in front of the cameras. It's really hard for you to not be shy or feel weird, and he's never had that. So I'm like, okay, well, if you don't mind being exposed, if you don't mind being in the limelight, then let's go. So it just kind of evolved from there, and I'm pretty nosy too. So I'm just like, what can I get us into, for experiences, for life, because that's what I came out here for. I mean, where I lived, we always just had we all had like one genre of music, and it would be over, and then we'll go to another one, and we'll go to another one. So we didn't have a lot of variety. We didn't have a lot of big bands. We didn't have a lot of big events. We didn't have a lot of things that we should have. Yeah. So when we got here, I was all like, well, let's see how far we can go. Let's see how, we've been blessed to be backstage, like my dream was always to see Little Rob, and we got to see him from backstage, so that was amazing. And it was just kind of a chance kind of a thing, kind of a, you're in the right place at the right time. So I've always been like a big proponent of let's just do it. And he's always siempre me sigue la corriente. Yeah. So it's so easy for me, and sometimes I bring him up stuff and he just looks at me like, and I'm like, you down? And he's like, all right, let's do it. And it always just gives us another adventure. It gives us another memory. It gives us another thing that helps us shape who we are and what we're doing, I never thought I would be in fashion at all. That was the last thing, and now, we did monthly runway shows for a while that you were a part of. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
it's been amazing.
It's been so cool to see, the art come out of it, the beauty out of it. The last show we got, the pictures we got.
Oh yeah,
were amazing, stunning.
Dope. Love 'em.
To me, that's what I'm like. Man, we're creating art. We're doing something above just ourselves. And it's really cool. It's been really cool.
Yes, it's been really cool to put our creative side to work.
Yeah.
For sure.
As his partner
In crime.
in everything, you see the back scenes, the behind the scenes that nobody does.
Yeah.
Frustrations, cuando no sale bien, he throws it and I'm done.
She sees me when I'm pulling my hair out.
Yeah.
Yes.
To see his stuff actually out there on the runway, ¿qué sientes?
Oh, it's so much pride. It's so much, it makes me feel amazing, because there's times where there's a lot of self-doubt, and I just tell him, but look what you've already done. Look what you've already done with months of knowing how to sew, with days of
Just styling and being
styling,
creative. Yeah.
of anything like that. It's such a short span, and it's been such a short time, and we've gone so fast. So I just have to, keep reminding him and keeping look, this is what we've done. Look at what we've done already. So it's a lot of looking back at the stuff we've done, and I know that sometimes it's difficult, and I know it's difficult, and I tell him, I'm like, who told you any of this was going to be simple? I'm like, we picked one of the hardest industries to get into. We picked one of the most catty industries to go into. Yeah. Where everybody's just trying to be better than each other, and my thing has always been let's just try to be better than ourselves. And he comes on and he surprises me, and and then I just kind of look at him and I'm like, I don't want to say I told you so, because I don't like doing that, but I know that a lot of the times, it's a lot of the stuff that we have from when we were younger, all the self-doubt. But then when I see him get excited about what he's done, I'm like, yes, we did it. So it's a big accomplishment. It's a lot of pride, and it's a lot of wanting more, because I know we want more out of life, and there's so much more to get, there's so much more to attain, and there's so many more people that need to see our culture and our stuff and the beauty that we have, the color, the prints, everything, you know, people need to see it, and people need to see it from us, not from anybody else.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's a big motivation. So it's just a bunch of really good things. I know there's times when, you know, like even the last runway show that we forgot the orange carpet, you know, so it was like, oh my God, how can we forget the most important part? You know, just drove all the way home, went back. But then when you see those pictures and when you see the effect that it had on even the models have been like, some of the models have been like, you know what, thank you guys for showing us what we can do. Thank you guys for bringing that love to the culture back to us. I was like, man, we did that.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice feeling. I think that's why we continue to keep doing it. You know, both having full-time jobs and both, you know, having responsibilities and everything that we do. It's just that whole little moment that we have, those 15, 20 minutes that we have during the show, that I'm like, that's what we did.
It's all worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of really good feelings.
Again, working with your partner, I know it's hell, right? Because you can be mean and it doesn't matter, because he's gonna just take it and be mean back and whatever. You get over it. But once you're completely over the show and like it's 3 days later,
Yeah.
what is your feeling? Because you manage in this, and like this last event, you were talking about the carpet. You had to come all the way back while he's working with everybody, and we're doing makeup because I was in that event. So we're doing makeup. He's checking on the models. She's nowhere to be found. We're like, where's Amanda? Oh, we forgot the carpet. What carpet? What are you talking about? What is your feeling after? When everything was done, made, and you had to speed over here and speed all the way back?
Well, thankfully, me and him work very well together, and that's one of the things that I knew since the beginning, that we work well together. You know, you have your disagreements in couples, you have your arguments, you have all that. Because we're two very different people, but the thing about it is that we both have amazing work ethic. Y somos, o sea,
No nos rajamos.
no nos rajamos para nada.
This is the dream team.
So there's been times where I don't want to say more patience, but I'm more like, I'm always in my head, so I try to calm myself down a lot. But there's times when I'm like, I want to kill this person, and he just looks at me, he's like, stop, and we need to stop. And we need to be professional, and we need to, you know, so it goes both ways. So we self-regulate each other.
Or sometimes we both want to kill the person.
Oh yeah, you know, we both want to tag team, but we don't. You know, like we try to be as professional as we can.
Yeah.
You know, but we have a really good working relationship. But there's a lot of times when I tell him, you know what, this is a lot, and I'm tired and I want to take a break and all this stuff. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, what can we do next?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that. Like even moments after the show, I'm already thinking like, okay, what can we do next? What can we do to make the show better? What can we do to make it different? What can we do to give more, not only opportunities for ourselves, but for you guys, the models, because that's my thing. Like, I'm like, if we can get any of our models into more shows, into more events, into doing more things, that's awesome for us, you know, because I know it takes a lot, and I know we've gotten a lot of models that never have done it before, that I've never, you know, experienced things like that.
It's on you.
And then they get there and they feel this sense of accomplishment. And I'm like, oh, keep
like a
going,
sense of
guys.
pride, yeah.
A sense of pride. They get more confidence. So it's kind of like, keep going, guys. Like this is. We need to be out there more. We need to. There's so much money out there for everybody, and we're not getting enough of it. So that's what we need to do. So if any of us can go out there and make a lot of money, then that's even better. If anybody wants to share the opportunities, awesome. If they don't, that's fine. But I know that that's the first thing that we talk about when we get big and when we do what we're supposed to do, we're gonna invite everybody who, especially the people who have always been there for us, you know, we're gonna involve everybody in this thing, because people need to know who we are. People need to know who we are as Latinos, as Mexican American, as whatever. Like, our people need to be shown and our people need to be exposed, you know. And thankfully the ride back home wasn't too bad, because our friend Isela, shout out to Isela, She went with me, so we talked the whole way, and we were like blah blah blah. So it wasn't too bad.
Calmed your nerves.
Yes, big time. Because I was a little bit like, how do we forget the most important part?
Yeah, she's super chill.
Because we planned so much for that orange carpet, and we planned so much for the orange carpet, and then we forget the orange carpet.
Yeah,
So I was just
yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't believe it. He told me that, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home, and he just looks at me like, you're gonna go all the way home from downtown LA? And I was like, I have to. So
Orange carpet made the effect.
the orange carpet. So yeah, Isela, I was like, you want to go with me? She's like, yeah, let's go. So it made it so easy. We came home, grabbed it, took back, like no stop, just kept on going. There was no traffic, so it was like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. And yeah, we got back, and everybody was almost done. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then that's less of stuff for us to do. Let's move on to the next thing that we need to get ready and everything like that, because it's really just me and him running it. It's me and him doing everything. Thankfully, we do have people to help along the way. People have helped us. Like that day, the bar owner, one of the bar owners helped us set up the altar. She helped us do a lot of the little details and everything. So it helps a lot when you have people help you. But a lot of it is just me and him. It's a lot of me and him planning. It's a lot of me and him. And most of the time he's making the clothing. So a lot of times it's I'm trying to figure out the small things, the logistics, the what do we need to take so we don't forget? What do we need to take so we don't have to, do special trips or go to the store or anything like that. So we work really, I usually just try to let him work on the creative, because I know that in itself is not an easy thing. And then I just kind of try to, do the planning and the lists and stuff like that, which is what I'm already good at. So it doesn't cost me too much to kind of put things together,
Yeah, no, see it. I'm telling you guys. I bet Christian, your whole experience, you're the mastermind, like I call you. When you're sitting there doing your pieces and you know you got a show going, what are your thoughts?
Well, sometimes I do think that I bit off more than I can chew, working with the materials that I chose to start off with. So like we were talking about feeling overwhelmed. But once I accomplish them and they come out just as planned, I feel a sense of pride for sure, a sense of accomplishment. I feel a sense of excitement to show people what I made, especially my lady here, my fiance. Oh man, I can't wait to show her. As soon as I'm done with the piece, I run out of the office and I tell her, look what I made, quick. Like last night, I was up until 4 a.m. making this really cool skirt, Day of the Dead skirt. And I had to make it from scratch because the one that I initially had wasn't gonna fit the model that I'm gonna use it for in the upcoming show. So I stayed up late last night and I made it happen. I didn't stop working on it until I finished it. And once I was done with it, man, I felt so good. I was able to take a shower. I went to sleep like a baby. And I woke up within like 2-3 hours back at it. But for sure, when I'm in the office and once I'm done doing what I'm doing, it feels really good. It feels really good making a piece from scratch and watching it just come together. It's another form of art, And like I said, I've always been artistic, not the best artist, but with no prior background, no schooling, self-taught, I impress myself all the time with what I make, So that's why I took it upon myself to create my own clothing line, because I drew all my designs out, and I can't wait to drop the men's clothing line so y'all can see what I'm working with. But for sure, it's a blessing to be artistic and to be able to create, because I have so much imagination, so much creativity up in my cabeza. So for sure, it's a lot of sense of pride as a Mexican American to be able to create some really cool stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, Da Vinci, right? He's a designer. In about 15 years, when you're like all known and oh my God, and you're making the money, and are you gonna like get away from the whole culture look? Or is this what you're sticking? This is your signature, what you're sticking with?
Yeah, I would like to, my fashion, or at least the women's clothing line that I dropped, which is Querida y Amada. Check it out, ladies, si les gusta. I make a lot of blusas, campesinas, and a lot of skirts. They're just a take on Mexican fashion. They're not actual, Mexican pieces. I don't want people to look and say, oh, that's not Mexican, because that's not what it is. I'm just inspired by the Mexican culture. But for the most part with that line, I'm planning to stick with the Mexican culture, and as far as the men's clothing line, I'm just keeping it just streetwear, but obviously more elevated in a way, you know, more nip tuck, more of the seams a little bit more up higher, not so tirado. You know what I mean? Pero and as far as with this collection where I'm making the vests and the nice slacks, you know, I would like to just keep that formal. And yeah, I'll keep the culture in it, maybe not as much and not in a bad way, you know, but for sure I am keeping culture in my collections at some point, you know, entirely for sure, you know.
And big sizes too.
Of course.
Because us chunkers have a hard time finding clothes.
See,
No, yeah, I've heard about that. We recently did a fashion show, and we had this tall gentleman. You know, I made a vest. The first vest I ever made was an extra, like a 2XL vest. I don't know why I made it 2XL, but I did it anyways. And it fit this gentleman like a glove. He was like a 6-7 footer, you know, and it fit him like a glove. And he was telling me that he has a lot of trouble finding clothes that fit him. So that's one market that I'm planning to hit: tall people. You know, big people.
And tall, because that store's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have ever heard of it. It was a men's store, big and tall. They're gone.
Yeah,
That's where
so
he used to get all his stuff.
yeah. Yeah. No
See,
shit.
you got-
and
Really.
a lot of the stuff, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's very, very plain, very, like, no,
Department
not-
store.
Yeah, not a lot of detail, not a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. So, I mean, it was really cool to see because I'm actually the one that got to fit him, you know, and I remember I was like, I don't know if it's going to fit him. I don't know. He had told me it's going to fit him.
Yeah, it's gonna fit him.
And he's only seen the guy like maybe 2-3 times,
Yeah.
you know? So I see him daily. So I told him, I was like, well, try it on. He tried it on and he was like, oh my God. And he was just looking at
Yeah,
himself
fit
in
him
the
perfect.
mirror. He was feeling himself and everything. So it was really cool to see that because he's all like, I think I might want to just buy this vest. And I was like, man, that's cool. Because, you know, he just made it out of some.
Which say, pay for it now and avoid shipping. No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that same gentleman, I let him borrow some pants that I already had, some vintage pants, I guess you could call them. And those pants fit me really huge. You know, I can wrap them around myself, you know, like twice. And they're super long in length. And I told my fiance they're gonna fit them. She was like, she was kind of doubting it a little bit. You know, not too much, just a little bit. But I told her they're gonna fit them. No, se los puso, no, le quedaron al puro madrazo. They fit them perfect waist size, length.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he's good.
they fit them perfect.
I bet here comes my next question. Because you're a mechanic by day and an amazing fashion designer by night. Like, what possessed you to do such thing? Besides the fact that you like clothes and you don't find what you like, but to make it for other people.
The wows. I like how people are impressed with what I make. They trip out that I'm the one making the clothes because, like we talk, being a straight male in fashion and as a designer, people don't see that coming. So the wows is what's exciting, you know.
And that's what had me all like, what? He does what? It's just where you don't hear of it.
Yeah.
You don't. You
And
don't.
it's funny when we do go to events and him as a stylist or a designer, and then when people ask him, what do you do for work? And he says mechanic, and we're like, what? What do you mean you're a mechanic? It's like, yeah, that's his trade by day, and you know,
Yeah.
by night he's a.
And vice versa. When I'm in the mechanic world, I tell people that on the side I do fashion. They're like, "Well, you work on clothes after work?" It's like, yeah, I make clothes. I go home. I got a sewing machine. I make stuff. You know,
They trip out.
Yeah, they don't see both of them connecting. But I see both of them as a form of art. You know, cars.
Yeah.
You know, you can take them apart, put them back together. It's just like watching a puzzle come together. Same thing with the garment. You know.
It's because he's talented. That's why it's all cool with
Sí,
him. Like,
sí,
whatever.
that's how
He's real
Yeah.
smart, huh?
Yeah,
Hey, I don't,
yeah.
I don't mean to be cocky or anything. Of course not, never. I like to be humble about it, but I for sure like to use my creative side. For sure. I don't like to just waste it, you know.
Your first show that you did, you shared with family. What did they say?
You know what? My mama doesn't live here in California, so I told her about it, but my mom's so busy working and trying to make her life happen that she wasn't so excited for me. But she is proud of what I'm doing. She definitely is, you know, motivating. But you know, she wasn't here to see it, so I don't know what her reaction would have been. You know.
So you guys came together?
No.
I got here like 20 years ago.
And you're both from Texas.
Yeah.
Look at how God works, guys.
Yeah, and I think that's why we got along so well too at the beginning because there's a lot of things that that growing up in Texas are very different than growing up here. So a lot of the things that I experienced, of course, he lived in a bigger city, but a lot of the things that I experienced, a lot of my like modales and stuff like that were very similar to his. So it was very easy to assimilate. Even the way that we drive, because it's very different when you learn how to drive in Texas and when you learn how to drive here. Even a lot of those things, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, like when I first got here, I would see pedestrians just walking and I would be like, oh, they're going to get hit. Because in Texas, if you're walking down the street and somebody hits you, that's your fault for walking on the street. And here,
They're respected.
The pedestrians have the right of way. Because I remember people would tell me, like, you're supposed to slow down when you see pedestrians. And I'm like, no, they're not supposed to be on the street, you know. So a lot like little nuances like that are just like typical of like I mean, his city was bigger, but they're more typical of like a smaller like country living. I don't want to call it country living, but like just a smaller city, you know. The way the education system, even the way that was, you know, little things like that. I mean, we still grew up in very different places, but I feel like we do have a lot of the same like customs and things like that. So it was easy.
What part of Texas are you from?
I'm from Oak Cliff, Dallas, Oak Cliff.
Dallas.
The thug inside of Dallas. Yeah, they say Oak Cliff is bad. I haven't been there in so many years, but yeah, Oak Cliff definitely was not a safe place to grow up in. I remember I was young when we witnessed our first drive-by there. My dad just got home from work and somebody's house got lit up. That shit was crazy. It was crazy.
You know, I would never thought you were Texas.
Sí.
And like either of you guys,
Yeah.
he's so LA, like he looks LA. You know how the people are like, they look so LA. You're like so up north. You're so like you guys look so LA to me. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I adapted so quick because Dallas and especially Oak Cliff, it's all city. You know, it's a little more spaced out. Of course, the houses got bigger, a little bit bigger yards than here, but for the most part, it's city. You know, and I adapted real quick. You know, so it's not like people think. Like I got made fun of a lot when I first got here and I was in middle school. Se rían de mí. Oh, you're a cowboy. You used to wear your boots and this and that. And I used to get offended. Now I think it's funny. But like, no, that's not what it is. Out there, it's
The ignorance of people, huh? You figure they come from Texas, son cowboys.
Yeah, the stereotypes, you know.
Yeah, we
But
don't have horses and stuff.
yeah, but it's not like that. Allá sí estaba cabrón.
So you didn't have a horse? No, just kidding.
I had no, I'm just kidding. No. And I lived in the outskirts of El Paso, and
Man, she lived next to Juarez, where it's fucking thugged out.
and see we were in Juarez all the time. We were always in Juarez, and the thing is that I've always been so.
You remember when they used to hang the people with cartels?
Yeah, that was a crazy time, and we were still there. We would still go.
I used to sleep with one eye open when I met her. Nah, just kidding. Woo, just kidding.
Hey, live in fear still.
I mean, I think why I was able to assimilate so quickly was because of the music. Being involved, I never played anything, I never did anything, but I would always be involved in doing the door, and you know, sometimes I would have like random bands stay at my house, and my mom was like, who are all these people? And I'm like, look, Mom, they're my friends. So it was just very, you know, it was just so used to being around different people, around different cultures, around different everything. And thankfully my parents, especially my mom, has always been so open about everything, and she's always been so like supportive and go do it and just do it and just don't get in trouble because I'm not gonna bail you out. So a lot of it was just very comfortable, and since I wanted to be part of music so bad in some way, shape or form, I just came out here and I was like, all right, well, just time to see what I can get into. So I don't think I feel like a lot of the people in El Paso, because the scenes change so much, they sometimes tend to be a little bit, well, I don't know about now, but when I was there, they were a little bit more closed, or they would just be like, oh, I just like this type of music, and I just like this type of music. And I remember I've always liked everything. My sister was really big into a bunch of different things, so she exposed me to a lot of things. And I had friends who were into very, very different things. I was in a car club in Texas, so they were into a lot of different things. So I just kind of merged together. I remember one time when I came out here to visit my friend's cousin, I remember so much, I went to a metal show. It was a metal show, and they were having like a ska-core band play. And I love ska-core, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch the metal band. The metal band was good. And I remember between the metal band and the ska-core band, they played like corridos or something, and I was like, where am I? I was like, well, because that would never happen. Like,
That was here in LA?
Yeah, I was here.
I was
in
gonna
LA.
say, welcome to LA.
It was in Compton.
Yeah.
And I remember because in my hometown, you would go to a ska show and they would only play ska between music, and they would only play this.
It was just what you were there for.
What you were there
Yeah.
for. So to me, since I've liked so many different types of music, when I was like, oh, you're telling me I'm going to a metal show and they're gonna play something that I can dance to, or something that I can, something completely different. Like, to me, it was just like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I was like, okay, this is where I need to be. So I just said, all right, Mom, I'm leaving to California. And she's like, you don't know anybody? And I'm like, okay, we'll see you later. Bye. And I just came out here. I didn't know anybody.
Aventada.
I didn't know anybody. I didn't, nothing. I met my roommate maybe 2 weeks before I came out here. And I came out here and I was just like, all right, let's see what happens.
So where did you guys meet?
We met online.
Yeah.
Online?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got lucky right away.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not the type to go online. I wasn't the type to go online at the time. I'd never been like that. I've always kept it traditional and all that good stuff. Pero, no sé, un camarada me dice, go online, whatever. I was like, let's see what's up. Y la conocí, and then we connected right away. We connected over cars. I told her I was a mechanic, and we kept talking from there. And as soon as I met her, I deactivated the account, never went on it again.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
We've been together for 8 years, going on 9.
Yeah.
In April, it's gonna be 9 years.
April's gonna be 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And I hit him up because I hit you up, right?
Yeah, I was being a funny guy on there. 'Cause
He was really funny on his bio. I used to like reading people's bios just
yeah.
because they're interesting. And he
I was
said
being a mamon.
he said something about. He said, I might be dark, but at least I'm not short. And I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, oh man, a funny guy.
a lot of the girls under there, they're just in there for material things and the good looking dudes. You gotta know your place, and as a prieto, I never thought I was a good looking dude.
I thought he was hilarious.
So I just, let me change my bio real quick. I'm gonna tell people that, yeah, at least estoy feo y todo el pedo, but at least I'm not chaparro.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
I may not be like 6 feet tall almost, but at least I'm not like 5'4".
And so I told
Which
him.
is not a bad thing, of course not. Pero hay un chingo de chaparrillos que se creen acá.
Don't cancel me out, but it ain't a bad thing. No.
Yeah,
Short Kings. So, and I thought he was funny. And then he told me he was a mechanic. And I was like, oh my God, awesome. Because my dream, not only did
Because
I.
her check engine light was
Oh my
Just
God,
like
that's
a-
fucking hilarious.
I was all like, my car needs to work. Sorry. No, I was in a car club back in Texas. So another one of the things that I wanted to do coming out here was I actually wanted to start an all-female mechanic shop or body shop.
Oh, cool.
I did some body work over there in Texas. So I just thought that was really cool. And a lot of the people from my car club were women. Like, for a while, we were pretty much one of the first. Well, we were the only car club in El Paso for the time when I was in there where we had a female president.
Oh, how cool.
So I saw them, and we would all get into it, and we would all, ahí estamos todas ahí sanding and getting the cars
Yeah.
ready and everything. So I wanted to do that. So when I met him, I was like, cool. I was like, this could be my ticket to meet more people in the industry
Yeah.
and try to get in there.
So you were using him.
Sorry,
Used and abused.
I saw something in him, and
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked on cars together?
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, thankfully as a mechanic, she got rid of her cars that she had from the dealer, and we never had a car from the dealer since.
Yeah.
I've never had a car from the dealer ever. My cars have always been old, and because I keep up with them.
Yeah, reliable.
Yeah,
If
so-
we could avoid a payment, I would avoid
Yeah,
a payment.
that's the
I
beauty
hate
about
a payment.
mechanics. Yeah.
Like those people que carro y carro. Like my sister's been paying cars for 22 years.
Oh man,
I can't do a car payment for 22 years.
Yeah, I've never had one of those.
The only reason I get a car is because mine broke, like, for good. Like, it just,
The
I
wheels fell
stand
off.
sus flores, like, it's done. It's on the back, like, there's it.
And see, I've always done, not always, but I used to do the outside of it, body work and stuff like that. And he does more of the inside of
Yeah.
it, so we haven't collaborated yet on that.
Yeah.
But
I want to see the car when you do.
One time I got her like right now I have a 91 Accord 4-door. One time I got her a 2-door. Oh man, I left her car looking so much better than mine. Oh man, se lo dejé bien chirris, bien perrón que se lo dejé. I painted the outside, I took the carpet out, cleaned it. The vato thought he had a bad engine. Puro pedo. I changed one wire and the car was running good.
Well, don't say that. No, he's gonna be like, give me my car back.
It
No.
was so funny. I got into it and he looks at me, he just big smile, and I was like, all right, cool, this is the
I was like,
part.
we're good. Yeah, it's just a spark plug wire that was messed up. I changed it and we were good. We had that engine on there for a while, but oh man, I did everything to that freaking car. I painted everything. I painted the rims. I painted the whole car. Put a spray can.
Yeah.
It took me like 13 spray cans to paint that bad boy, but quedó perrón el güey. Yeah, no, it was a nice car. We took it to Texas one time.
And back.
Yeah, and back,
Yeah?
yeah.
12 hours.
See?
That thing was
Reliable.
bad, yeah.
But, okay, you're a mechanic. Honest opinion, what's better, new or old cars?
I would say, well, it just depends the condition you get the old car, but I would say an older car for the most part, if you get it in good condition, you know, because these new cars, they're made to break.
They are.
They're made to break,
And then
yeah.
everything needs to go to a place like a mechanic
Y luego lo
shop.
malo es que te dan warranty for a certain amount of miles, and then the car will break down as soon as the warranty is over. Trust me, it happened to us.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
happened to us with my old car. I think it started messing up at 40,000 miles.
Not even like 22,000 miles.
And
It-
we tried to take it in at 40, and they were like, nope, it's fine.
The
It's
warranty
fine."
expired at 30,000. Like, you freaking.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, I'm just gonna turn it in, and
We
since
didn't.
then,
We
we've
didn't
had
look back.
old
Yeah.
cars
We got a
since then.
2002 Tacoma and a 91 Accord. They've been running good.
Yeah.
I've done everything to them.
See,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and it's really cool because he, when we're at a light, like he'll hear other cars and he's like, it's this and this and that. So I've been
Yeah.
learning how to diagnose cars, other people's cars,
Yeah.
and I'm like, they have this and they have that, and sometimes I'll be like, that's a maintenance sound, huh? And he just looks at me, he's like, yeah, you know. And so I still really like cars. I still hope that in the future we'll have a lot of cars.
Yeah, no, we will. We will. Yeah,
You
that's one of the
know,
goals
but
for sure, to have
it's
nicer
really
cars.
cool.
Además, aquí la pinche gas está bien cara, you know, so
Yeah.
my little four-banger, it helps out.
Are you guys staying here or are you going back to Texas?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
staying
yeah,
here?
we're staying here, yeah. No, I have no...
So les gusta la mala vida.
See,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough out here. It's very tough. It's tough.
Nah, it's cool. It's nah, cual mala vida. It's fun.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
It has its.
I mean, as long as you don't look for pedos, you're good, you know?
see.
Because
It
we've
has
been there
its
before.
downside, but I feel like there's so much opportunity for what we're trying to do and for everything. I feel like there's such a huge
I mean,
city
it's-
with so many people trying to look for different things or investments or anything like that. So I just feel like we're supposed to be here and we're supposed to be doing
Yeah.
stuff out here.
You know, not to mention the weather is a lot better here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oak Cliff is humid.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Paso
húmedo.
No, it's really
Just real
dry,
hot.
but it gets really, really hot, and then in the winter it's really, really, really cold.
Yeah.
Really cold, and it's very
Stupid
windy.
cold.
Windy.
Windy,
Really?
yes.
What I do know about Texas is the food, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Está buena la comida, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the barbecue and stuff like that. Los tacos
I mean,
y todo el
we
rollo.
were right next to Mexico, so
Yeah.
everything was Mexican
Pure,
food.
pure
Yeah,
food.
pure food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had food one time in Texas, like 2 years ago. We have never tasted carne asada like that carne asada in that place.
Yeah.
So fresh
Uh-huh.
and good, and it wasn't even close to Mexico, but it was just, you know, all the mataderos are right there.
I was about to say, they're butchering the cow right there.
Yeah, that's what I told them. Like, man, this food is so bomb. Like, it just melted in your mouth. I was like, oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
freshness. Okay, a conversation between you two, right? What is your objective? Where do you guys see the whole boutique, your brand, or not even boutique? Why did I say that? Your brand. Where would you see yourselves with your brand going?
Oh, giving competition to the big ones, for sure. You know, they like to take our culture and pawn off of it and make money off of it. So we're the ones that are gonna, you know, we're actual Chicanos. We're bringing our culture, and you know, they're not gonna stop taking our shit. You know, so I'm ready to give them competition for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we need to stir up the pot a little bit.
and make
we
noise.
need to. I mean, people seem to have some weird issue with us, but
They like our food, they like everything, pero nosotros no nos quieren. Pero,
we
you know,
need to. I don't want to sound too crude, but we need to give them something to be scared of. Honestly, like we need to give them something to be maybe not scared, but feel threatened about, because this is our stuff. We know we know our own stuff. We've been there. We're the ones that experience things. We're the ones that go through the struggles of being, Latinos in every sort of way. So I feel like we're gonna put ourselves at the top, and we're gonna take everybody who wants to with us. And unfortunately, sometimes when you're going to places that are predominantly any other race, they feel some sort of threat for some reason. I have no idea why. So it's just like, okay, if you guys want to feel threatened, let's give you guys really a reason to feel threatened about, and we're not gonna go in like.
Como decía mi mamá, ¿quieres llorar? Te voy a pegar para que llores por algo.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So I mean, we've gone into the expensive stores. We've gone into.
To see how they do things, and it's nothing crazy,
It seems very basic. It seems very monotone. It seems a lot of things, and they seem to be making it very big. They seem to be doing something with their own brands. So I'm just kind of like, well, we can do that too, but we can blow it up globally, because there's a lot of other cultures that have so much color. There's a lot of other cultures that have beautiful materials that use all these things. So it's like, okay, we can go and we can merge with these other cultures. We can, have these other cultures wear our stuff, we wear theirs, and do more worldwide collaborations. That's what I would like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who better than to make street clothes than somebody de la calle, So.
Exactly. And then right now too, it seems like it would be a perfect chance for you guys to like capitalize in that sense, that the whole raza look is so big right now. Everybody, even though it seems like Halloween, sometimes they're dressing up. It's just the fashion of being.
Yeah.
You see, and then especially here in LA, you see the bridges full of these influencers dressed a certain way with their big trenzotas and their bows, and it's just like, now's the time. I think you guys are like in the perfect time to make all this happen. Yeah. So you would say, would you open physical stores or keep it online, or what would be your perfect plan with Classick Image?
Yeah, for sure. I would like to mass produce and have a nice storefront selling some really cool stuff. Really, obviously elegant stuff and really elevated streetwear. So like my fiance said, we've gone to the Gucci stores, the Versace stores, and we've taken a look at other materials, and it's nothing out of this world. So
The name.
yeah, it's just a name.
Yeah.
People's, like I said, who better to bring up streetwear than from somebody who's actually de la calle? And I'm not saying I'm de la calle acá tirado or whatever, but I had my fair share. I've been around the block a couple times.
Where would you map your first store if you were to open one?
You know what? Pues la neta, I wanna drop, good quality clothes. We go to the swap meet and all that, but I'm not gonna be posting up at the swap meet. To be honest, obviously it's gonna be for whoever is down to buy the clothes, whoever resonates, whoever wants to work hard for it, because I know what it is to work hard and buy expensive shit, so for sure. I mean, and my clothes is, like I said, I'm not dropping I always put it online on Instagram that I'm not your typical Chicano. I'm not the type of Chicano who wears the cholo stuff, that's what ya pasó, I don't wear the Ben Davis and the Charlie Browns or any of that. I'm not putting it down, but eso ya me pasó, it's already in the bag. So I want to, wear the same stuff we used to wear, but a little bit more elevated form, like the crew necks and the windbreakers and the baggy pants, pero con pinche tela de calidad. So obviously I would like to post up somewhere on the Ega Feria because I want to target, a lot of people, not just, our brown people. I would like to, show our culture to, different demographics for sure, so obviously I would like to post up somewhere on the Ega Billete.
If a chain store would come to you and say, hey, like, I'll give you a little spot, bring your stuff in there, would you do? Say like Target, Walmart. Is JCPenney still around?
Yeah, maybe Target, Walmart, no, pero I mean, it depends. It depends on the store and where, because I wouldn't want to be posting up with the store that causes a lot of controversy, tampoco, pero for sure, I mean, it depends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, because I know Target does like different designers. They showcase them for a little bit. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
to see where to expect Classic Image to pop up, because I know you guys are gonna make it.
Thank you.
You
yeah.
don't see nothing like this consistent.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can go, like, I love LA, downtown, Callejones, I love it, but it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
You go to your regular culture stores, like, all they have is, like you were saying, the camisas, the campechanas that you see all the meseras wearing when they're giving you chips and salsa, you know what I mean?
Sí.
So it's just basic, like, you don't have the mix. You don't have the pop. You don't have the imagination besides just the basic, the long skirt, or, you know, the embroidery stuff. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of the stuff that he makes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of it could be, you know, you can wear it to work if you want to look nice, but you can also go, I mean, since we've been going to a lot more fashion shows, like, per se, you know, you can go and wear it to a fashion show. You can
Yeah.
go and wear it to a nice dinner. You can go and wear it to, so it's a little bit more flexible, and it just makes our stuff look a little bit more, I don't want to say upper class, but a lot more, you know, a little bit more on the formal side. A lot of us love going to quinceañeras and weddings and stuff like that.
Upscale, for sure.
Yeah, so like one of his vests, you can wear it out to lunch, or you can wear it to, you know, maybe not work, but you can wear it to lunch, and then you can wear it with a nice shirt and some nice slacks. You can wear it to a wedding or a quinceañera or anything like that. So it kind of makes the pieces a lot
To
more
a nice,
versatile.
to a nice dinner, to a fashion show. Last time I went to a fashion show with this bad boy, man, I got so many compliments from all kinds of people, from, you know, from black people, from Asian people, from white people. Everybody was giving me compliments on it.
Was the bandana so classic? Who doesn't relate to the paño?
Yeah, who doesn't relate to a paisley print? Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
everybody. And,
Yeah.
you know, like, grandparents used to use them for boogers, you know what I mean? So it's like, who doesn't relate to the print, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. What bigger events do you guys have for the rest of the year coming? Or events in general? Because I know you guys you're doing big, you do small, you do local. Like, what do you guys have going that the people know?
Well, thankfully, the people from Latino Fashion Week in Arizona, shout out to Latino Fashion Week. They've invited us to showcase his clothing line in Arizona on Saturday. So we're going to be doing that. We're really excited. It's going to be a VIP event. It's going to be a runway show, and then they're going to have the VIP event at this really nice location. So we've been blessed to be working with them. We've been they're doing some great stuff out in Arizona. They're taking a lot of kids from, you know, a lot of Latino kids from low income communities, and
Giving them opportunity. You know,
giving them not only opportunity but a lot of exposure to the fashion world, because there's not a lot of people who look like us in the fashion world. So what they're doing, I thought, was amazing, because what they're basically doing is they're taking kids from low income places and educating them, but not just telling them, okay, this is a runway show, no, they educate them. They teach them how to money manage. They teach them how to read contracts. They teach them how to do everything. They teach them how to sew. They teach them everything. And and these programs are free. So the kids get a full-blown exposure. They get to do their own runway shows. They also work with the beauty schools and the beauty school does hair and makeup for them for free, and they get exposure. And then they're also sponsoring some kids. If they don't want to go into fashion, they go into beauty, and they sponsor. The whole program is free.
Wow.
Everything is free. So, you know, Rosa has been really, really big on, you know, this is our culture, this is our stuff. They're making money out of it. We need to capitalize on it. We need to teach our people. So what they're doing out there is they have these huge events and VIP events. They get sponsors. They get a lot of people interested in what they're doing, and all the money that comes out of it goes to these students. It goes to the selected few students. You know, they don't really, you know, they do an application process, they get into the program, and like I said, they get exposed from A to Z into the fashion world. Because there's been a lot of instances, and a lot of people have said that they go into the fashion world and they get screwed over because of contracts or financing, or, you know, and a lot of our people weren't taught finances. They weren't taught how to count their money, how to control it, how to make it keep growing. So everything that they're doing is helping our community. So thankfully we've been working with them, and I'm really I really think that the more you teach people, the more people are going to do, the more confident they are. So this fashion show, they're going to have they have established designers working with student designers too. So some of the designers that are showcasing their stuff on the runway, they're going to be students. So it's full circle, and like I said, all the hair and all the makeup is done by students. So they get to see their work and they get to see the pride. We went out there at the end of January to do another fashion show, and we got to see I got to do my hair and makeup by the school, and it was really cool because they were so excited. They were so, they had practiced for a long time because they were doing a lot of the big pompadours and things like that.
Oh,
So
okay,
they
okay.
practiced before, and they were like, "Oh, we're doing that again," and "Oh, we're doing that again," and then they got to see their work on the runway. So it's that's what we've been working with, and they've opened a lot of doors for us. They're gonna open a lot more doors for us. So it's just been really cool to work with them because, like I said, they're gonna be one of the big reasons why our community is gonna blow up in fashion, and they're gonna blow up in everything that we're already doing, and they're gonna do it I don't want to say the right way, but they're gonna do it the educated way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't just like us that we just kind of throw ourselves in the mix. Like they're gonna know everything there is to know about it. They're gonna know the rules. They do have a lawyer on that helps us out, and she pretty much like, okay, these are the contracts. This is what you need to look for. This is what you don't need to look for, so that we can all grow together and we can grow positively and everything like that. So we've been working with them. We're trying to start events out here in LA too. So we're actively looking for a team. We need either people who would do makeup, who would help us collaborate with makeup and hair. We need more models. We need any sponsors, anybody who wants to help us out, because we're trying to bring that out here. So that way we can eventually, we've already talked to one of the colleges out here that does fashion, and we've been talking to them to see how we can either help them sponsor a few kids, or we're going to eventually go out to the high schools and see how we can try to get students that are interested in fashion who think that they couldn't do it because there's nobody that looks like us. And so we're trying to kind of merge it, and we're trying to start something out here. So if anybody is interested in helping us out, and if anybody wants to collaborate, if anybody wants to work with us, we'd be more than happy to take any help that we can get, because I really do think that the more of us there are, the more we're going to be more successful. There's a lot of cultures out there that they're so family oriented, and they grow and they keep their money and they keep growing, and it's because they have that camaraderie. So if we can start doing that for people who would never have that chance to, I feel like it would help us grow as a community.
Yeah, it's life changing for sure, to involve people who have a lot of skill and just open up doors for just individuals. And like my fiance said, it just, the more connected we stay, the higher we can go, for sure. So we're starting the LA chapter. We are Latino Fashion Week, Los Angeles. And the thing I love about Rosa out in Arizona is that she wants to involve all Latinos, not just Mexican Americans, just Latinos in general. She wants to give everybody the opportunity to expose their talent, So for sure.
And she's really big she's also really big on, and she has a lot of connections out in Arizona with other cultures too, that are, maybe going through the same thing that we're going through, or struggle like we do. So it's just really cool because it is Latino Fashion Week, but it is like, they collaborate so much with so many different people. They're doing a lot of big things out there. So
It's an open door.
yes, absolutely, to anybody who wants to be part of this. So anybody who wants to be in fashion, anybody who behind the scenes or in front of the scenes, because you do need behind the scenes people. So
Yeah.
everybody, it's just really cool the way we all work together. Really big thanks to Isela, because she's been the reason why she connected us with them.
Really supportive.
She's been so supportive of us. She comes all the way to Arizona to our shows. She's so
She's a writer for sure.
yeah,
So-
and just having somebody like that on your corner just really does make you want to try even harder.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, if she's growing, and she wants to help us grow, then let's grow together.
Yeah,
We
she
don't
didn't-
have to step on each other. We don't have to do any of that. Let's just grow together. So we've been really, really, really blessed to find them, lately. So we're I know we're gonna have a really big event out in Arizona in September. So that's just another thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nos vemos in September.
Yes, yes. Thank you to Becky for coming out with us. It's next weekend.
Oh yeah, she's gonna model.
I'm so excited that you're coming out with us.
She's gonna model some of my stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm going by myself. I thought we were all going together.
No quisieron, though, they all backed out, so. But yeah, big shout out to Isela. She's the one that put us on to Latino Fashion Week. She told Rosa about us. The thing I love about Isela is that she did not hesitate at all to mention it. As soon as she met Rosa, she quickly mentioned us, and that's a real supporter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people talk about support, and it's puro pinche habladero, and I don't like that. I don't like people who talk and don't come through, So yo por eso no digo nada. If I'm not gonna cumplir, no digo nada. But for the most part, Isela, she's a really big supporter. She's super positive, and every chance she gets, she always shouts us out. Like on Instagram, she's always sharing my stuff. Like yourself, you're always sharing my stuff. Thank you very much. But she's very supportive, So that's one of those shows that we're having at the end of the month on the 28th, which is this Saturday coming up. It's going to be a huge event.
On April 26th.
Yeah, and then we're also having another fashion show here in Redlands, California. It's on the 26th of April at the Taco Shack. And our homegirl Ingrid is the one putting us on that one. Shout out to her too, because she's a really big supporter. She always shares my stuff, which is a blessing to have people like that. You don't meet too many people like that who support and put you out there like that. But for sure, if y'all have time, come check it out. Come check out some fashion. I'm gonna have a men's clothing line, women's clothing line, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's just one of many that we're gonna keep doing here in Arizona, and every chance we get anywhere to show our culture, to show people what we got going on, what we can do, to show people that we're not a one-trick pony, definitely not a one-trick pony. I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting out your typical stuff. I'm not your typical Chicano.
Does anybody out there who wants to sponsor a kid to help them with the program?
Well, you know
Right now, the program is mainly based out of Arizona. So, if you guys want to DM us and we can give you contact for Rosa. We're always looking for sponsors for the events. I know Rosa was doing it by herself. Rosa from Latino Fashion Week, she was doing it by herself for a while. It was self-funded. So, any sponsors, anybody who wants to help these students, we can reach out to us and we can connect you with Rosa. Like I said, we're trying to look for venues out here that would like to sponsor us so that we can start doing it out here. The second that we get it done out here, I feel like, and we get the interest and we get the people's participation, then we can start looking for programs to work with. Right now we're trying to look for schools that we can work with, schools that we can sponsor. We've talked to one school, but it does seem like they have a lot of the sponsoring already. They work a lot with financial aid and stuff like that. So we're trying to find schools that are interested or anything like that, so that we can help branch the Latino Fashion Week out here. So it's really cool because we get to do fashion, we get to show our fashion, and at the same time we get to help other people, which is
introduce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Introduce them to fashion and introduce them to everything that we're doing. So if anybody wants to either sponsor, if they want to sponsor us to go to any events, anything like that, they can also DM us. We would really appreciate it. A lot of the stuff that we're doing too, everything that we're doing is self-funded too. So we would appreciate any help. Like I said, if any makeup artists want to help us out when we have our events coming up, anybody who, any other models that want to be a part of it, let us know. I mean, we're open to everybody. Thankfully, he's very good about doing all sizes, so all sizes are fine. All nationalities are fine. Anybody who wants to join us on this, and have a good time.
Yeah, we're down for support for sure. We love support. We love supporting. That's for sure. One thing I would like to do, I would like to give shout out to Guillermo, 5-Star Bar, for giving us a chance to do our fashion shows there. He was the first one to give us an opportunity to do it back to back without anything in return. Him and Doña were really, really good people to us. They are. And we would like to give him a big thank you, and Doña, big thank you.
That's a real cool spot. That's where we've been doing.
All the fashion show.
I already consider myself
No,
we.
you are.
It's part of the team.
My we.
Where I was like, okay.
And you too, Los Años, for taking our pictures.
Yes, thank you for
You know what I'm
always
saying?
supporting us, yes.
Yeah, I love your pictures, bro. Tan chingonas. I love how you make all our colors pop.
Yeah.
You know, so you capture us entirely. A lot of people cut off their shoes, which is what I don't like.
Yeah.
Pero,
Thank you for catching the-
no, está
No,
bien.
yeah, a lot of the big things to you too. I feel like what we've done, you know, a lot of people didn't get to see, but your pictures encapsulate it perfectly. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of the times when we show people that runway show, they're like, oh my God, wow, that's amazing. And it's a big thanks to you.
Thank you.
A ver, we're wrapping it up, Christian. For you personally, your words of advice or to push somebody in your shoes, a man, a boy, specifically since that's what you are, a male fashion
I'm a
designer.
vato.
What what would be your words of advice? What would be your advice, period? A ver.
Well, you know, I mean, the stuff that you hear, you know, you if you want to do something, don't wait too long to do it. Just do it, like, you know. And one thing for sure that I always tell myself is, you know, like Rihanna says, talks about diamonds. Diamonds are made out of pressure, you know. So, you know, sometimes it's pressure is nerve wracking, but you know, sometimes pressure is what makes you, you know. So, just whenever you're under pressure and you feel like giving up, just remember diamonds are made out of pressure, you know. Y pues sí, nomás echarle ganas, you know, just keep going. And if you got a vision, you know, just do it. Because you never know, it might come out better than you expected. That's a lot of the things that I've done that I had visions for and I executed, you know, they came out way better than expected. And that's just motivating. It's just going to keep you motivated to keep going and just keep your creative side, you know, going.
And you, as a partner, what would you say to these women or men that are watching and their significant others, the one that's doing all this stuff? Patience. Have patience and don't beat them up. Number one.
No, I mean, I've always been a really big cheerleader, especially for him. So just keep believing and just keep pushing. Keep reminding the person that whatever they're working on is going to be bigger than it is, you know, and do it genuinely, because if you don't believe it, don't do it, you know. But if you're genuine about it, I feel like it comes through. And I feel like for both of us, is just keep pushing, just keep, you know, everything. People and things are gonna throw a big wrench in your sopa, but you just have to keep going. You just have to keep, if you really believe in it, you just keep going. And a ver qué nos pasa, a ver de dónde salimos. You know, no. Well, I mean, basically, if you really believe in the person you're with, you know, support them fully. Sometimes it gets hard, but there's a lot more better times. There's a lot more to look forward to, and it's really cool to see when people surprise you, or they, for whatever you think of them, they reach that, you know, thought. So just be as supportive as you can. You know, also give them space. I do have to say that that's a really big thing. Be flexible and just don't give up. Just keep trying. You know, we have to get somewhere doing something. You know, as many times as people kick you down, as many times as people tell you that you can't do something, you know, it's pretty fun when you prove them wrong. So, you know, prove people wrong.
Okay, and since we are pretty much done, is there anything you guys want to add that I may not have asked or may have put on here?
Shit, if y'all need some styling, hit me up. I'll style you guys up. Make y'all look good, period, correct. Any event y'all want to look good for, y'all are lost and don't know what to wear, shit, I got you guys.
Yeah.
Share your handles. Where can they find you guys?
Classic Image, you know, find me on Instagram, Classic Image. You know, I got a clothing line for women. It's called Querida y Amada, Beloved and Desired. I'm working on a website soon so that we can get some orders in. But yeah, I mean, I do a little bit of modeling too. So if y'all need a model, but I work.
One question. Are you able, if they wanted to possibly hire you for a personal piece made for them, are you open to that or no?
You know what? Personal pieces, I'm not doing. But I mean, you never know. I mean, at this point, we got to be open to stuff. You know. Right now I'm just working with what I have, and that's what I want to offer people, and if they like it, I can make it a certain size, Pero like a personal designer, I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. See, so get at him. Maybe if he's in the
Yeah,
mood,
let's-
he'll just pick up your design.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Your clothes you have now, are they available for purchase?
Honestly, no, pero I mean, I'm working on, getting someone who can mass produce for me. That's the idea for doing all this that we're doing, to try to find different avenues to do things. Because we got to delegate. Can't be doing everything myself. Pero eventually that's the goal, to have it up, so that people can go online and just get your size that you want, y vámonos.
Okay, so you heard it. You heard it from them, guys. And this again was Classic Image. Classic with the K at the end.
Classic, because we're sick in the hood, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, guys. Y
It's
pues
got a little
thank you,
bit of
guys.
slang.
Thank you so much for taking your time. I had told them since I met them, I want to interview them because this is the purpose of Comadriando, the podcast, to put people out there to be able to show our raza, who our raza are, and what we are capable of doing, and motivate one another, and again, put businesses out there that you wouldn't quite know are out there. So I appreciate you guys for the sit down, your time, and all the other opportunities you guys give me, because I feel like a movie star when I'm walking down that runway.
No, big shout out to my fiance, because if it wasn't for her, I'd still be just chilling, not doing, so it's.
You need the push.
Yeah.
You all need the push.
And
No.
thank you to Becky for always being part of our team. You're
Thank
part of
you.
our
See,
team.
now
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Follow Becky.
Give us a follow,
She's going to be on our
guys.
fashion show on the 28th on Saturday.
Yes, she'll be looking out for us.
she's gonna
Oh,
look
we're
dope.
doing the Pinta Estilo June 6th in Pomona.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Okay, yes,
Yeah, let's
June
do it,
6th.
yeah.
So we'll talk more about that. I'll give you guys details on that, but they're actually the headline designers out there.
Thank you.
Damn, it was cracking.
All right, guys. Ahí los dejo con esto y pues pórtense bien y till the next one. Los adoro. Bye.